Yo, what's going on guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we got the quickest and probably the best high round strategy for Mao with the Toten. There's 3 segments to this first strategy, and then we have a second strategy that's a little bit easier but won't exactly take you to as high of a round. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Starting us off with the best strategy to get to round 100, we're going to be chilling out in the power room for the entirety of this game. But if we're really starting us off, then you want to go from round 1 to 10 in the spawn room, go and get the free wonder weapon, you'll need it for this strategy. Get that to level 3 Pack-a-Punch as soon as you can, and you want to put Shatter Blast on your loadout weapon. Now you won't really be using your loadout weapon, but in case you get into a tough situation where you run out of ammo, it can come in quite useful, especially with the Shatter Blast ammo mod. For perks, eventually of course you will want to get all of them, but if you're hard up for cash, you want to get Jug obviously. Stamina up is a big must for this. You want to get Speed Cola, and you want to get Quick Revive, and Mule Kick is also very useful for ammo. Now for the first segment of this strategy, we're going to be talking about early rounds. This will range from about whenever you get into this spot to roughly around round 30, 40, which is the points where the wonder weapon starts to drop off a bit. With that being said, there is 3 spawn points in this room, one to the left, one to the right, and one straight ahead of where we're sitting under a wall. And all you're going to want to do for this part of the game is literally just kill zombies, shoot at them. You don't really need ring. If you want to use it, sure, go for it. But this whole part of the game obviously is about surviving, and then obviously getting yourself a crap ton of salvage, as we'll need it later and you'll see why. Anyway, by the time you get to around round 40, 50, this is when we're going to bring in our war machine and our ring of fire. Now as you can see on the gameplay, you're basically just going to want to pop your ring of fire in the corner, killing the zombies as you were before, and prioritizing which mini boss you want to kill first. For me, it is pretty much just down to how much health they have. Obviously on Panzer rounds I was killing them first, then it was Manglers, then you deal with the disciples last. But of course you don't have to do this, because also as you can see on the gameplay, I do just really aim at anything that moves. And it's not the worst way to do it. I was still killing all the mini bosses and keeping myself covered, so at the end of the day that does the job. If you want to do it, it works. But in times where you need ring of fire, you basically just want to train the zombies in this really tight corner. It can get a bit tricky, but trust me, it's not the worst thing you'll do. And once you get used to being able to do it, you'll be able to do it at the back of your hand. You remember what to do, you'll be able to do it. It's pretty simple. A quick tip here is if you're about to get trapped, shoot before you do and don't wait for it to happen, because you might think about, oh well, I might get through, I might have to shoot it. Just shoot. For the safety of you might get trapped, it's an easy down, you'll lose your perks, just shoot. Now the reason why we're using the war machine for this is because of the new health system in zombies. As you can see by the gameplay, I'm barely taking any damage per shot and all the zombies are dying instantly. Now onto the final segment of this strategy, we're going to throw some molotovs and some decoys into the mix. This may sound complicated, but you can pretty much forget about the war machine until about round 95 now. Anyway, at the beginning of every round you want to throw a molotov at the left and right spawn points that we looked at before. This will not only kill a few zombies to start out your round, but also fill your ring of fire at least halfway, which is amazing. But you're not only going to want to use them here, as they can actually come in useful a little bit later. And that's because in this same gameplay, when I pop a ring, once it runs out, I throw a decoy down, all the zombies get attracted to it, I throw another molotov, and again, that'll get me about halfway through to my new ring. Now at about round 55, the zombies' health caps off at 60,000. So with that being said, the strategy for the ring is pretty much the same. You're just popping it and killing them as quick as you can. But obviously with every round, there's going to be more zombies. So that means on some rounds you might need to do more than one molotov, more than one ring, 2 rings. At some points I was using 3 rings a round. But all in all, this strategy is pretty safe and it will get you to round 100. Now from 95 on, as you can see in the gameplay, it just does become a little bit of carnage. But this is the only strategy that has got me to round 100 on Mauer, so I can't really doubt it. Anyway, moving on to a slightly easier strategy. However, it won't exactly get you to a higher round. It'll probably get you into the late 40s maybe, a push. But for this strategy, we're going to be sitting right next to the Coca-Cola you can find right next to the Trials machine at the back of the map. Now for my loadout, I was running Toxic Growth with obviously the Wonder Weapon and my hammer, which had Shatter Blast on. Now for this strat, we're literally just going to be popping down the Toxic Growth at all 3 spawn points. Zombies will jump up into it, and then obviously just shoot them with the Wonder Weapon. If things get too crowded, we can jump off the side or at the back next to the rappels, and you can literally just drop straight down, not take any full damage if you have stamina. Now I'm sure if you threw in the decoys and molotovs we were using in the last strat into this, you could probably get yourself a little bit further, but I don't think it'll get you that much further. So all in all, if you can, I'd try using the other strategy, plus it would probably get you to round 100. But if you are a less experienced zombies player and are going for rounds like round 50, this is the strat for you. It's a lot less complicated and it's pretty much a camping strat that you can definitely use to get decent rounds. Anyways guys, that's all the time we have for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We're about to hit 1.3k, so if we can hit that, that'd be absolutely insane. Anyway, thank you guys once more for watching, and until then, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Got my shorty on my side and I might just let her ride, but I'm confused where we stand. Am I your friend or your man? Yeah, it's cool what I do,